A real honor to have you all here today. Now, my musical partner here, Kahlil Sabbagh, said, no greasy doo-wop before we come out. So, Joey, the bass player of the band Stinkfoot Orchestra, prepared to sing Cindy by the Squires, which was one of Frank's favorite songs. They formed in Pasadena. And then Paulie was going to sing Charba, which is the cheesiest R&B song Frank ever wrote. So since they're not allowed to sing, they're going to mime their little 10 seconds parts. Go for it, guys.
Oh, yeah!
All right, let's hear it for Joey. Thank you, Joey. Thank you, Paulie. LA in the summer of '69, I went to the Venice West and bought me some wine. Yes, indeed, here we are. That's how Frank Zappa starts his song Wino Man, by quoting the Protestant hymn, Bringing in the Sheaves. That's wheat, meaning hard work will pay off. More on Frank Zappa's work ethic in this 30-minute pre-show rant. I thought the song was saying, bringing in the sheep. A mishearing, or another AI, that's called auditory imagination. That's a term T.S. Eliot invented. He said that poetry is outing your inner dialogue. Frank said, all my songs are poetry. And Bob Dylan was asked, are you a poet? Bob Dylan said, no, I'm a trapeze artist.
Yeah.
And when Dylan went to Frank's house, and Frank's dog, named Doggus, barked at Bob, Frank said, don't worry, he only barks at Christians. Now back to bringing in the sheep. They can brainwash the masses into groupthink. So wake up, sheeple.
Wake up, sheeple.
Well, Frank Zappa encouraged independent, critical thinking. He wrote on the Fillmore East LP in 1971, register to vote and vote. Yeah, I know some of you mock voting. If God wanted us to vote, he would have created candidates. And you know, voting just is a choice between Tweedledee and Tweedledum. It just encourages them. But check this out. Frank declared strongly, quote, democracy does not work unless you participate. The midterm elections are coming up, people. Please respect Frank's wishes and vote.
Yes.
Thank you.
Vote.
In Cashbox magazine in '85, this is a direct quote from Frank's article. Nobody looks good wearing brown lipstick. These creatures can hurt you. Their ignorance is like a virus. Get mad, fight back, demand that Congress deal with substantive issues. Remind them that they have a duty to the people who elected them. So heed Frank's advice and go out and vote. And he doubled down. Go to the library and learn. You can do the research. Now back to the work ethic. In Wikipedia, the entry on work ethic, the third paragraph down, says, this could be a scam from consumer culture. So in 1967, Frank was on Freddie Weintraub's Bitter End TV show, and Frank asked him exactly this. What do you want to achieve, Frank? And Frank says, I don't want to work. He said, what? He says, no, composing music is not work. Now, I learned from Frank to embrace contradictions, which is the coincidence of opposites. The great writer Rip Rentz is here tonight. He's part of the Zappa Glee Club. Yes, thank you, Rip. In one of his many interviews with Frank, he asked, quote, this is Rip, Frank, do you ever feel like getting out for fresh air at the mountains or the beach? Frank quit back. Why would I want to do that when I can go and stay here and work? If I want to go to the beach, I can look at a picture. But Frank did come to Venice Beach several monumental times. In '68, the Mothers played the infamous Cheetah Club on the boardwalk. In '86, he appeared at Tony Bill's 72 Market Street and gave a lecture on his synclavier music. And in 1990, Brian Gumbel interviewed Frank on the grassy knoll at Windward and Boardwalk on NBC's Today Show. And as Saturday Night Live wrote, you'll be NBCing a lot more Frank, and I'm not CBSing you. So our cheesy little beach town here, Venice, has always welcomed Frank, and we are fucking honored to have the return of tonight of Stinkfoot Orchestra. Thanks to Nick and his amazing band and the incredible Napoleon Murphy Brock and Bruce Fowler. Now years ago, Frank was asked what kind of music was his kids listening to. He remarked that he'd hope they would listen to more instrumental music. Yet there's a blank page here. So I'll just have to do a song that Frank composed for the early Mothers of Invention. It's called Dead Air. It's too slow. Thanks, Joy. We know Frank did write incredible lyrics, and our Zappa Glee Club will serenade you all for your dining and dancing pleasures tonight in a few minutes. Following Zappa's advice to, quote, move the project forward, that's from Galoot Update, also known as the Blue Light, our future Zappa Glee Club shows may include vocalese. That's mimicking the maestro's monster melodies. Just the way Frank and Don Van Fleet, that's Captain Beefheart, would cruise the streets of Venice and listen to the greasy LA R&B and sing the sax solos of Joe Houston and Big J McNeely. You can see that honker on his back in a picture right over there on the walls here in the Venice West. And congrats to the owners of this club who welcome you at the front door with a big Zappa poster and the infamous Freak Out Hotspots map. Great googly moogly. Get me out of here. That is from the cadets who started in Santa Monica. First to say that phrase, great googly moogly, in Stranded in the Jungle in 1956. Frank loved that song, and he used it in Nanook Rubs It on the Apostrophe album in '74. In the scavenger composing tradition of Charles Ives and Carl Stalling, Frank collaged every type of music to create the big note, the project object, conceptual continuity, and xenochrony, which is strange synchronizations. To curate our 5 songs for the Zappa Glee Club, we consulted preeminent Zappacologists worldwide. Our dear friend Gary Gutman suggested working in a K-pop hit. I got your bang bang hanging. Well, we have not progressed to that level yet, Kahlil, right? But we are working on it. Like in 1991, I was at a rehearsal for the Zappa Universe show. Frank was coaching Mike Keneally, Motts, and Morgan to throw in some Pee Wee Herman and Van Halen shit into one of his songs. As Elliot Ingberg said so famously, Frank was always stirring shit up. As Frank proclaimed, without deviation, progress is not possible. So in 1988, I was fortunate enough to spend 7 hours in conversation with Frank and Bob Marshall. Frank delves deep into everything is happening now. That's called all at onceness. And the Hermetic philosophy breakthrough, as above, so below. Please consult Andreas Rausch's, the diligent YouTuber, on Zappa's effects by this book. Now this is a dog talking, the hidden psychic effects of Zappa's music. Check out my 2 interviews with Andreas on my podcast, I'm Probably Wrong About Everything. We discuss the 1960 book called The Morning of the Magicians. Frank loved that book, and he read it, though he claims he doesn't read. He did read books. That's where he got the title, Who is Falconelli? So Andreas and me probe Frank Zappa as a Menippean satirist. Jonathan Swift compared satire to a mirror in which people could see every face but their own. And Frank nailed it in the song Plastic People on Apostrophe in '67. Sounds like today here, listen to this. Watch the Nazis run your town. Then go home and check yourself. You think we're singing about somebody else. Wowie zowie, Frank used satire to see the paradoxical exuberance of being through music. As an alchemist, Frank took 2 known things, rock and theater, and came up with a 3rd unknown thing called theatrical rock. That's called tertium quid in alchemy. Then he satirized his own newness. Forever reinventing the big note, Frank forgot to die. Is that magic? Well, Carolyn Casey says that magic is the willingness to cooperate with everything. So this mantra was really resonating when Frank came up with this: anything, anytime, any place, for no reason at all. In '69, the LA Free Press asked Frank about Pauline Oliveira's work with sound, above the audible and below, creating a mass. And they said, you like that idea, right, Frank? And he says, not that it created a mass, it created something audible. It produced a some indifference tone, which happened to be located within the audible frequency range. By combining something so high you couldn't hear it and something so low you couldn't hear it, it yields something in the middle that you could hear. Whether you like that, what you heard in the middle, is another question. The concept is brilliant. So Frank's brilliance shines in this bringing up as above, so below. He took everything, everyday life, and turned it into musical masterpieces, helping us digest dynamo dichotomies. As we start this set for Frank Zappa songs with the Zappa Glee Club, they're going to join us now, I want to quote from this song that Frank composed called Jesus Thinks You're a Jerk. This line is Frank saying, if you don't know by now the truth of what I'm telling you, then surely I have failed somehow. He was sort of evoking Marcel Duchamp, who says, I'm going to contradict myself so I don't conform to my own ideas. Frank really nailed it again with this line. I'm a failure, but I'm not a miserable failure. So now join us in welcoming the Zappa Glee Club, who will now sing Frank's Sonic Success. So the first song we're going to do is called Let Me Take You to the Beach. Frank sang the vocals with Grand Funk Railroad, Mark Farner, and Donnie Brewer. He also played bongos on the track. But also singing on Let Me Take You to the Beach was Eddie Jobson, who hired our very own musical director, Kahlil Sabbagh, to play a big Zappa Fest in 2011. So it's all yours, Kahlil.
Let me take you to the beach. La 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 la. Let me take you to the beach. La 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 la. Bring the weenies. I'll bring the soft drinks and the cookies. Everybody's in love. Let me take you to a show. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let me take you to a show. Whoa, 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 whoa. Eat a candy. You are candy. Can I kiss you? Maybe I'll just hold your handy. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. One on a one on a one on a one on a one. One on a one on a one on a one. One on a one on a one on a one. Ay ay. Let me take you to the beach again. La 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 la. Let me take you to the beach again. La 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 la. Have a freak out. Later we'll geek out. You're on restriction, so you'll probably freak out.
Okay, the next song is called What's the Ugliest Part of Your Body from 1968.
Right foot, right foot.
This is from the Mothers of Invention's third album, We're Only in It for the Money, and Frank often declared this his favorite LP.
1, 3, 4. What's the ugliest part of your body? What's the ugliest part of your body? Some say your nose, some say your toes, but I think it's your mind. I think it's your mind. I think it's your mind.
Thank you so much. The next song is called I Am the Slime. It was performed on Saturday Night Live in 1976. It's from the great album Overnight Sensation from 1973. This song is the history of the future.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I am gross and perverted. I'm obsessed and deranged. I have existed for years, but very little has changed. I'm the tool of the government and industry too, for I am destined to rule and regulate you. I may be vile and pernicious, but you can't look away. I make you think I'm delicious with the stuff that I say. I'm the best you can get. Have you guessed me yet? I'm the slime oozing out from your TV set. You will obey me while I lead you. Eat the garbage that I feed you until the day that we don't need you. Don't go for help, no one will heed you. Your mind's totally controlled. It has been stuffed into my mold, and you will do as you are told until the rights that you are sold. Zappa-dabba-doo-dah, 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 zappa-dabba-doo-dah.
That's right, folks. Don't touch that dial.
Well, I am the slime from the video, oozing along on your living room floor. I am the slime from your video. Can't stop the slime, people look at me go. I am the slime from your video, oozing along on your living room floor. I am the slime from your video. Can't stop the slime, people look at me go. Yeah. Thank you.
called Let's Make the Water Turn Black. Frank called it a boss little number. It's the true story of Kenny and Ronnie Williams of Ontario, California, about prison hooch and personal gas. And don't forget what Screaming Jay Hawkins said, don't eat beans, they talk behind your back.
Now believe me when I tell you that my song is really true. I want everyone to listen and believe. It's about some little people from a long time ago, and all the things the neighbors didn't know. Early in the morning, Daddy Dinky went to work, selling lamps and chairs to San Bernardino squares. And I still remember Mama with her apron and her pad, feeding all the boys at his cafe, whizzing and pasting and pooting through the day. Ronnie helping Kenny, helping burn his boots away. And all the while on the shelf in the shed, Kenny's little creatures on display. Ronnie saved his youngies out a window in his room, a marvel to be seen, dysentery green, while Kenny and his buddies had a game out in the back. Let's make the water turn black. We see them after school in a world of their own. To some it might seem creepy what they do. The neighbors on the right sat and watched them every night. I bet you'd do the same if they was you. Whizzing and pasting and putting through the day. Ronnie helping Kenny, helping burn his boots away. And all the while on the shelf in the shed, Kenny's little creatures on display. Ronnie's in the army now and Kenny's taking pills. Oh, how they yearn to see a bomber burn. Color flashing, thunder crashing, dynamite machine. Wait till the fire turns green. Wait till the fire turns green. Wait till the fire turns green.
Thank you so much for our final benediction. It's a little bit of vocal teenage heaven right here at the Venice West. Take Your Clothes Off When You Dance. Originally an instrumental from 1961, then Don Preston's girlfriend suggested disrobing when you dance. And it worked, because Don is still playing live music at the age of 93.
One, two, three. There will come a time when everybody who is lonely will be free to sing and dance and love. There will come a time when every evil that we know will be an evil that we can rise above. Who cares if hair is long or short or straight or partly gray? We know that hair ain't where it's at. There will come a time when you won't even be ashamed if you are fat. Wah, 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 wah. La 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 la. La 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 la. Diddly-dee, 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 diddly-dee. La 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 la. Wah 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 wah. There will come a time when everybody who is lonely will be free to sing and dance and love. There will come a time when every evil that we know will be an evil that we can rise above.
Rise above.
Who cares if you're so poor you can't afford to buy a pair of Go stretch elastic pants? There will come a time when you can't even take your clothes off when you dance. Wah, 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 wah. There will come a time when you can't even take your clothes off when you dance. Wah, 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 wah. There will come a time when you can't even take your clothes off when you dance.
Thank you so much. I want to encourage you all to join us on June 14th at Beyond Baroque and October 11th at Radio Venice. Kahlil and I will be celebrating our 40th year of collaborating together. Thank you, Kahlil. And I wanted to tell you the names of this great band we're here. We've got Steve, Rip, Preston, Shep, Eva, Paul, Polly, Bradley Bobs, Mike, and Slim. Thank you so much.
And Gerry! And Gerry! Take another bow, everybody.